Alright. Hello, collective. Alright, I figure I do a video. I was working a lot today. Alright, today I'm not going to do just the 3D one. Everything happened in the 3D. I'm going to try to just resonate different things. So, I'm going to start with the Arcanias. I hope you guys are enjoying my one card readings on YouTube. Well, obviously, I only come to YouTube. I don't go to Facebook no more. I won't go anywhere. I just come here. Sometimes I feel there's just too much drama in these other networks. Even though I got accounts a lot of places, I'm just over it, I guess. But I have gotten downloads. And then obviously it's always relational stuff. Because love makes the world go round. It does. So let's see what we have here. I'm just doing a one reading at a time. I don't know. I wasn't do this huge reading, but I just don't have the. I'm just too tired. All right. I got the Seven of Cups. I got the Queen of Cups in reverse. The Two of Swords. And the Fool in reverse. All right. These other cards I have, I'm going to have just to see if they match up with these things. So sometimes I don't have all these Arcanias when they're on different decks memorized yet. But I'd like to tell everybody Happy New Year. You're great. You're wonderful. Thank you for... I did get a couple new subscribes. And I want to tell everybody thank you. I've been doing social media for, I don't know, a couple of years. It started out on Facebook. And it just got to where I was every once in a while getting hacked and this and that. And then you get close to making money. And then the next thing you know, it's just, I don't know. They find a way not to pay you. So I decided I like making videos, and YouTube's been so nice to give me this new editing program that I get for free. So I try to take all of my skills, because I used to always make really good reels over there on Facebook, and it was, and I learned how to make them, and I like them, and they always say if you have something to say it with a reel, which over here you guys call a shorts. So I was always over here, but I was never really the main focus over here, but now lately I've been coming over here more. But I got these cards here. I'm going to be getting new cards. I got new cards coming Monday, so my readings will be more diverse, I guess. But I got the Fool. And the Fool in reverse is hope or faith, and I'm going to put a bunch of cards, and these are like emotions and stuff going on. But I want you guys to keep in mind that this is everything that comes on the cards may not be for you. It is a collective reading. So I wanted you guys just to keep that in mind. Collective reading is just, it could be about multiple people. It could be. And a couple things might, be about your situation that my ancestors pick up, and some may not. So, and sometimes when I binge watch these, I'm gonna clear out this energy with my Malaysian bell. Get all this negative energy and stuff away from me. Alright. There's a lot of negative things, a lot of negative energy clearing out this year. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Oh my God. There's been such a negative pull. I'm not I'm not the best at the planets. You know, I mostly am a medium. And I'm not gonna lie, most of my help comes from my dead mother. And she decided to tell that we should do these readings, and she says that this would be better than my dog walking videos. I would rather do dog walking videos all the time, but my mom tells me that it's not always good to do dog walking videos. And she thinks but I do love them. I do love the dog walking videos. I do love them. But I do want to tell you guys, alchemize or just redirect some emotions if you have them. Your neck starts burning really bad and stuff. Maybe try to take cleansing steps or something. Or just anything like that. Just kind of try to redirect your energy. Because if you're going through hard times, sometimes you can misinterpret a lot of signals. And it's true, you can. So I'm just gonna instinctively, my mom said, just grab here. Okay, with this Fool, we have leadership in reverse, and it has like these different things. And it says an arrogant and bossy partner. And these are just things. It doesn't have to be work or whatever, but it says arrogant or bossy partner, control issues, lack of effective leadership at work, relying too much on others, being passive in your role, not taking control of your finances. All right, this could be with some people with this person that represents the Fool, someone that you dealt with, or somebody that maybe is in your energy. So, and they're trying to tell you this is a good way of doing this, and you're not sure. And the thing is with finances, we're in a world where you gotta pay your bills, and it's getting uglier. I mean, I don't even watch the news. I don't, because I feel the news just makes everything even more uglier. So I try to stay out of that worldly energy, but I feel for the people and the animals in the world that have to deal with all these horrible situations. I do. That's why my network's mostly about trying to for peace and hope. It really is, and we're in a battle of peace and hope. And that's it. And we gotta just hope for the best and be peaceful. Anyways, we got hope. Oh my god, this I did not even making this up. I just grabbed this. All right, this is here. This Fool here is there's a hope card. Unable to move on, feeling haunted by the past, creating conflicts, self-sabotage, feeling trapped in their job, avoiding financial issues, reluctant to face money problems. Somebody that's pride is too much that they're holding back, and you know how those people are. Some people are like, I don't want to pretend that I need help. We good, we good, we good. And they're not good. They're far from good. Oh my god, they're just like, because they just don't want to be known as that person that doesn't have money. But if you don't have money, it's okay, because in this realm, there's also a lot of stuff going on. Oh my god. We got the Fool again. Oh my god. And this one. Lack of commitment, a relationship is like frailty with risk, a stagnant and unfulfilling job, irresponsible actions at work, be cautious with financial opportunities, avoid foolish spending. Okay, someone out here is spending some money, and they're trying to rob Peter and pay Paul. That's what my mom's saying. My mom's saying people are out here robbing Peter to pay Paul for what? And I'll tell you, my brother, He done spent. He's paying. He was doing a double today at work, and he carpools me, and I just go home, and I don't have any foolish spending. He spent $1,200 on Christmas presents. I do not do this because I feel it's impulsive. And I told him, you didn't even get me a Christmas present. I was joking with him. And he goes, well, I'll get you one. I'll get you. I said, no, you don't have to get me a Christmas present. I even told him that. I was like, I'm just. And then he was like, oh, I got to make sure I give my mom the credit card bill came in, yada, yada, yada. So it kind of reminds me of that kind of situation, whoever this is. So be careful with your money. All right, then we got lies. Oh my God. All right, this is here. We got lies. And this talks about lies in the relationship. And then potent, potential affair, feelings of suspicion, gossip and sabotage at work, jealousy among colleagues. These are just all these circumstances. This could be with all of you collective or multiple people. I'm just reading off these because this is a many people's circumstances, and I just want to make this crystal clear. If any of this resonates, could be a certain person. They're warnings. This is a warning rating. All right, and it said jealousy among colleagues. This is a warning. Shady business deals, and then fraud, theft, or scams. I'm feeling this is obviously money. But you know what? Christmas is the time of rebirth and renewal, and we're supposed to be looking at or not worrying about all these issues with materialism. And this person out here that's being signified as the fool, they're out here just spending all this stuff. How you going to pay your rent? And I really don't like eating meat, but I hear it's expensive. I do. And my son tells me it's real expensive to do anything with the meat here. And I guess the meat was hamburger was they found something and they had a recall on hamburgers from Giant Eagle and stuff. It was crazy. But I'm glad I don't eat meat like that. And then we got the devil. And this card is signified with lust, disregard for your partner's feelings, obsessive behavior, feeling stuck in your job. Someone's really feeling stuck in their job. Oh my God, they feeling stuck in their job. I feel that. And we all feel stuck in our job. All of us do. I vibe with everything because it is what it is. If you make a couple good friends and you're able to make your bills and you kind of save your money, you're good. But this Christmas season, I didn't overspend at all. I'm doing good. I'm ahead on everything. And sometimes you got to be that way. And then blaming others for, what is it? Oh, dissatisfaction. Harmful financial practices. Someone's deflecting. They're doing a bunch of this full card. That's what they're doing. And I feel this is arrogance. And I guess I want to speak on the subject of arrogance. Arrogance is sometimes a double-edged sword. Arrogance at some point, like let's say, like if you were in a like the medieval times, a royalty situation. Arrogance is never good, but a little arrogance sometimes for self-esteem, I guess, is okay. But I'm talking about a little bit. Like if someone has a low self-esteem and everybody can say, you should feel highly about yourself. You know, that's a sort of a form of arrogance, but if you take it to the extreme, or I'm good, I don't know why you acting like this. It's like, it's not good. Not good at all. So I'm going to take these back, put these back in here, and reshuffle and get rid of this full. Because this represents one person's situation. We're just going to do that because this is a really easier reading to do. And then I'm going to do my oracle cards also, or the spirits for the collective and stuff, because I have a lot of, I'm a more of an oracle reader. I like doing oracle readings, but I try to do it for diversity. This is like a little bit out of my element, but it's okay. Because I'm a part of I'm a part of the collective too. I'm living and breathing, even though I'm surrounded by dead people that I talk to more than the living. I still am a part of the collective, so I want to give back, guys. I do. All right, and then there's another situation that's represented by the Two of Swords, and this talks about an impasse, avoidance, and opposition, facing your fears, being torn between two relationships. This is the classic narrative. All right, and then we got here intellect in reverse. A partner who is argumentative and defensive, struggles with communications, frequent job changes, office gossip, over analyzing financial matters, plenty of research but no action. Someone that's stressed out. They I'm picking up inflated ego with this person, with this Two of Swords situation. And you got to be careful with this inflated ego. Don't let people kind of be authentic. And if you're authentic, materialism does not matter. You could sitting on $1 million and don't let it get to your head, because you can't die with your money. Can you? I mean, I don't know anybody die. Even Rockefeller did not die with his money, and he's one of the richest people that live. Well, one of them. He did the railroads. He died. He's was a self-made millionaire. Did he die with his money? No, he has a nice little cemetery plot. I'm sure he was reborn into somebody, because when we die, we're always reborn in another avatar. Sometimes we're walk-ins. If somebody was dying, was meant to die, and you're a powerful enough spirit, sometimes you're reborn again. And my mom used to always tell me that she was a walk-in. And when I died, I feel like I came out of that ICU and walked out somebody else. But I'm just saying that's food for thought. It does happen. And then you have your avatars that change like that. All right. And then we have good news in reverse. Oh, God. Feeling unloved or neglected, a failed project. Could be for several people here. Several, please just keep in mind how it resonates. Lack of recognition for your work. And limit. I know lots of words. Okay, unmet. Never mind. Unmet career ambitions. Financial setbacks. A failed investment. Regrettable purchase. You know what? This is things that are common for this time of year. Like I said, watch where you spend your money. If you don't need your money, like let's say when you go to buy something, ask yourself, do I need it or do I just want it? Because all this little crap adds up. And, I'm the person that's addicted to Amazon, and I've had to curb my spending with Amazon. Because I would be buying a whole lot of tarot cards if that was the case. A whole lot of them. But if it's something that's not of your use and all that, or, splurge a little, you gotta, with money, have her watch your money, and just say, is this to my best interest? I guess that's what I'm getting with that card. Oh my God! Then there's judgment in reverse. All right, then we got here blaming your partner, denial or refusal to acknowledge issues in your love life, struggling with self-doubt at work. avoiding responsibility for mistakes, repeating financial mistakes. So this is an endless cycle of not taking accountability. Somebody is not taking accountability for money. That's this Two of Swords. And you know what? There's a lot of people that won't. They'll say, "Whoa, it was Christmas. You wanted to get somebody Bath and Body. I don't know what blah blah blah. This was a good purchase. We had to get your sister or whatever." I'm just doing just comments. This isn't what I got to download, but I'm just putting just examples out there. And the thing is, you had a choice. You really had a choice. So I'm trying to. This is such a new deck. It's so hard to shuffle. I'm trying to learn to shuffle these days. But yeah, you got all this stuff going on. It's like, who cares? Money does not matter, because in the end, if you're not happy, you could be the richest man in the world or richest woman in the world. Take it as it resonates. But let's say you had a soulmate that you really loved and yada yada yada. And anywho, you go in and this person doesn't really feel it for you. They don't want to have sex with you. They don't want to have this. They don't want to have that. Money does not give you attraction. Money just gives you a means to get what you need. So, and this is true facts. So, true facts. I've dated people that had a lot of money. In my recent past, God, there was one of my old neighbors. And it's been years. And I remember when I was pregnant with my first son years ago, and my son's like 30. We went on a date, and I just ended up giving birth, and he told me that I was fat. And he still wanted to take me out because he had the biggest crush on me for like 10 years. He came into an inheritance. He had a lot of money, and he kept trying to message me on Facebook and all this stuff. And I knew who he was. I knew. I trusted him. I know, but it's like, I know he's trying to jump on that. And it's like, no. And he had he literally on Facebook had all this stuff where he went to California. He did like a whole damn thing. And then one of my other childhood friends, she has this $1 million house, and I'm not worried about it. And and he wants to like get with me and this and that, and he's tried, because I was in the park once, and I ran into him, and I've known him since I was a kid. It was a childhood friend, and he wanted to kind of get with me, and I was like, "Oh, how's your girlfriend?" And then his cousin was one of me. He goes, "Oh, that's not. They ain't married. He's single technically." And I'm like, "Oh my God." It's like one of those things. And then he came into all this money and thinking he could just hop in bed, and it's like, no. So yeah, I want you to keep in mind that money does not make things good. Sometimes it makes it worse. I would rather have less money and somebody I care about, but I am watching my investments all the same. Use your discernment. If somebody is being, I don't know, wishy-washy, or just kind of wants to get with you because they got some money, or they're flashing a bunch of money, that doesn't really mean, that's not love. That's just them showing off and being arrogant. So, and those kind of relationships do not get far. They don't have substance. And you have to live your life with substance in your life. You have to. All right, then I got the Star with this Two of Swords. And it's upright. And this is healing from past emotional wounds. Positive outlook leads to career success. High hopes and aspirations at work. Achieving financial goals. And then staying inspired and motivated. This is good. That's like, another, this Two of Swords is doing that. Maybe I'll get a little arrogant sometimes. It is what it is. And then we got the Hierophant for this Two of Swords situation. And take it as it resonates, friends. Take it as it resonates. We got the Hierophant, and it's stable, traditional relationships, spiritual connection and love, teamwork, guidance from a mentor, ensured financial security, reliance on traditional financial methods. All right, this talks about a person in their life that's guiding them in the right direction. And these are good things to have, but remember to balance your inner self, because the inner self and your inner spirit is more important than the outer influences. Can't have all these outer influences, because if you let your external control your internal, you're going to have a rude awakening, friend. Rude awakening. It's not going to be good for you. So I just want you to keep that in mind. I'm just shuffling these around because I kind of want to get the energy of the cards, and I'm a horrible shuffler. Horrible shuffler. All right. Now we got instability. These could be what this Two of Swords situation represented, could be multiple people. So keep that in mind. Also, instability is distrust in your partner, regret from past actions, anxiety and paranoia related to work, overwhelming stress, panic about finances, overwhelming worries. What comes to my mind and the energy with this Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords energy here, we're talking facing your fears and being torn. Money can have an outcome, yes, because you don't want to be homeless and this and that, but that's when you got to cut your spending and think about what's really important. You might have animals in the house. I don't think everybody forgets about animals. They're out here buying all this perfume and everything else. What about the animals? You take them out of a stable home, and our fur babies are put at risk. And really, that's more important to me. My dog's more important to me than anything else in my life right now. It's sad to say. I love my dog. I love him. My fur baby is very important to me, and I think every day how I'm going to bring financial stability to him. My kids, they done take care of themselves. Sometimes they need a little couple bucks here and there, but, it's whatever. I give it to them because it's my kids, and like I said, I don't really spend much, and I don't eat meat, so I always have extra money. All right, and then you got happiness. Return home, long-term stability, a strong sense of belonging at work, a fulfillment and supportive job environment, financial stability and security, a sense of having enough. But this is the outcome for this Two of Swords. You're going to go through all this hardship to have financial stability. So if this you feeling in this Two of Swords energy, don't worry. Life is okay. So let's shuffle these, and there's a bunch of people in this Queen of Cups energy. Feel that? True that. I hear that a lot. I try to pick up, I don't really talk to many people. And I work in a very professional environment where nobody really talks. I don't hear a lot of street slang, but my one friend I talk to every once in a while, she always goes, true that, true that. That's what comes to mind. And I don't know. I like all the street slang is it's funny to me. And I like it. Some of it I like. I like bougie. I think bougie is a funny word. Love it. Love bougie. But I'm going to shuffle these up here and then spread these out. Get these a good little thing so I could just grab whatever card really kind of gets me about this Queen of Cups energy. All right. Like I said, this here, depression. I'm going to put this here. And it's sulky, self centered, bitter, vengeful, disorganized, manipulative, restricted, and smothering. Alright, well, this is not good energy. It's almost borderline dark matter, dense. It's not light, and it doesn't benefit anybody, including your fur baby. So try to be positive, please. Alright, we got choice. Making future plans with your partner, taking first steps in your professional journey, dreaming big, planning for your long term financial security. All right. Maybe that's what you were trying to do. I don't know. But if you're not too far in this energy, get out of it. Get out because you're not going to have this financial security. You're not. Because get out of this mindset. It's not good to be in. All right, then we got to turn the page in reverse, and this is follow your path. And this says remaining in a, oh my God, Ellie, okay. Remaining in an unhealthy relationship, fear of being alone, settling for an unfulfilling job, fear of making a career change, prioritizing financial security over personal happiness. Why would you do that? I don't care how much you love somebody. I don't care. Is it worth your own personal happiness? I'd rather be sitting here in my house with Buddha and my little setup here, talking to you guys, than giving up my personal peace. Peace is very important. That's just somebody that exchanges their own personal peace for an illusion of happiness. Happiness is something that happens when you're aligned with God. That is true happiness and fulfillment. And that's it. And God is love. If someone's meant to be with you, God will show you that path to that person, and that's it. And you got to follow that path the way it is and the way it resonates, and it has to be a truthful path. It cannot be untruthful. And if you build a relationship on lies and deceit and everything, that's what God's going to give back to you. That's what the universe is going to give back. If it's based on lies, it ends with lies. And the only way to resonate a relationship and resurrect it on lies is to make everything clean. And Mom is telling me that yes, you could come clean with your partner, say, I really loved I loved him, I'm sorry, but did you make it clear to everyone in the situation? Because you can leave another person at a disadvantage. Let's say you just left somebody, you ghosted them. This runner thing is going all through YouTube. Runner, 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 runner. That's all I hear. You've run from a situation. I get it. I mean, I took a lot of psychology, and then you ask for that person back. Okay. And that person loves you or whatever, and but the thing is, that person is left with all of the other people you didn't apologize for. It could be just people that you lied to about the situation. You might have left a horrible way. Take it as it resonates. Or you're just in a horrible energy with that person. And there was some lies that were told, and you never really said, I'm sorry, I lied about that. I shouldn't have done that. When you lie, whoever got that lie and you clear it up, you gotta test everyone in the situation, even people it feels uncomfortable with. If it feels uncomfortable and you just don't want to face it, that means it's a wrong you gotta make right. And let's say you made a thing where you said that somebody was sleeping with someone else, and this is nothing to do with this reading, it's just a simplistic example. And then you got a group of 50 people that's believing it, and we all know how the rumors go. I did it in kindergarten. I grew up in Catholic school. I went to Catholic school every day. And the nuns would put us up there, and we would have everybody would stand in a line. And then they would sit there, and Sister Justina would come, and she would tell one person one sentence. And then that person tells the other person that sentence, and the other person tells the other same sentence. And I swear to God, it was like 20 or 30 of us. By the time I got to the end of the line, it wasn't even the sentence that Sister Justina told everybody. So that's the thing about lies and how things get distorted. And then by the time it gets to that path and you really wanted to get back together with somebody, you could have affected over 50 people. Honestly. To where, and you can't sit there and say, well, hater, hater, hater. You're the one that put it out there. You're the one that said it. And then it blew up, and by the time it got to the end of the line, it completely changed. So that's how stories turn. I want everyone to be consciously aware of that, because you gotta sometimes publicly say this is what happened. Or if you lie about your education or whatever, but you want everybody to pretend that didn't happen, even though they're talking to your face, they know that you lied about something. So it's better just to get out of the open and say, you know what? I exaggerated this fact or that fact because I wanted to make myself look better. And you just go about your day. So let's get another card out. All right, we got preservance. Preservance here is one partner carrying the burden, feeling exhausted at work, struggling to keep up, nearing burnout, avoiding financial pressures, attempting to escape financial stress. All right, this is in this Queen of Wands thing. And this person's depression, they're depressed, they're sulky, they're self-centered, bitter, revengeful. They're probably overspending, which is starting this domino effect of negative energy. It's like dominoes just collapsing. And this is how relationships end. And then we end up in a horrible period in our life. All right, then we got passion here with this whole Queen of Wands thing. And this is impulsive and unpredictable relationships. Passion and energy in your work, a sudden increase in finances, using money for travel, and broadening your horizons. Well, yeah, you get to the point in your life where you go, oh, you know what? I think I want to be with this person, or I want to be with that person, but I mean, I forgot the exact word. I think it's friends with benefits. And then you get feelings this and that, and you're just like, and then you're going and spending all this other stuff, and you realize it's all unfulfilled. Passions without any relevancy go nowhere. It's like a match that burns out. It never is lasting. That's what's coming to my head, and I wanted to say that because passion is passion. I have a passion for, I don't know, I'm not, like, for little, I don't know, sometimes for coffee, but is it good for me all the time? No. Sometimes you gotta pass on the coffee. That's like people. Sometimes you just gotta say, no thank you, Satan. That's not good for me. Use your mind and discernment and make clear-headed decisions. And if you don't think you're going to make a clear-headed decision, wait. As you wait and you make clear-headed decisions, that is when you have your best outcome. All right, now we got, oh God, We got confrontation and the reverse. Okay. And here we got the girls crying. She's crying over here. Avoiding arguments, striving for peace in the relationship, workplace competition or conflict is being resolved, relief after financial stress or potential escalation in money disputes. I mean, this all kind of stems from dishonesty to me. You're dishonest, you're covering shit up. That's what you're doing. You're over here covering shit up, and you got to have one lie to cover up another lie to cover up another lie. And then nobody trusts each other at the end of the day. Does that really get you? How far does that get you? I guess that's what I'm saying. And I don't think we think enough about honesty. Honesty is the core to a healthy relationship. And this is, I'm not making this up. Go look this up in a psychology book. Because honesty is the core to a relationship. You're not being honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself first. Sit and think about it. Stew. Just say, you know what? I'm good. I just want to kind of think over things. Be honest with yourself. Have a good conversation with yourself and then reflect or whatever. Don't let words slip out of your mouth that you really didn't need to when you could have just used discernment. And have good integrity. I mean, if you don't have good integrity and discernment, what's the point? Who's going to trust you at the end of the day? I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right, then we got here success. And this talks about attraction to meaningful discussions, open communication, and intellectually stimulating work environment. Think logically. We were just talking about thinking logically. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Think logically. Avoid making financial decisions based on emotions. Don't do any kind of situation in your life based on just pure emotions. Emotions are something that flow through you naturally. Sometimes all the empaths out there, I could be in a room and I feel anxious out of nowhere. It's because I'm an empath. I'm picking up on someone else's energy. Sometimes if you're close enough to a partner, you're picking up their energy because, you got that sexual energy and you already been sharing each other's energy. Sometimes you could pick up on their stuff too. And where does that get you at the end of the day? Nowhere. Nowhere, I'm telling you. So I just want you guys to really think about that this year. Practicing discernment, and don't act on emotions. This is how people end up in jail. This is how people end up murdered. It's a lot of things that happen when we act on our emotions, and that's it. Because emotions are something that are external. External things are not what you really feel. Internal, the inside is what you really feel, not what you feel about. Like, let's say you go, oh, that looks good, and you're looking at a milkshake, and you're sitting there looking at this milkshake, and then you go, oh, I don't like it. It wasn't that good. Sometimes you're just, when you make decisions without discernment, it's like that milkshake. But that milkshake's a person. So if that milkshake is a person, and then you thought you'd like that person, you go sleep with them, and you guys go on a couple dates, you're deep in, but you're lying to yourself. You really didn't like that milkshake. You didn't like that person, but you really didn't sit and think about it long enough. This is where herein lies a lot of problems in this reality. Not what they call the 3D, or I call it beyond the veil. Beyond the veil, it's all, nobody lies beyond the veil. When you die, you're stripped of ego and you're showed everything you should have done and the consequences. So while you're living in yourself, practice discernment Because when you die, you're going to get stripped of all that and you're going to feel the pain of everything you've ever done. So you might as well try to make good choices right now. All right, now we got Seven of Cups. This is another situation that's been going around. And Seven of Cups is opportunities, choices, illusion, fantasy, temptation, indulgence, overwhelm, confusion, and deception. There's a lot of this going on. Let's see what's going on with that. And then I'm going to pop some oracle cards and for some suggestions for you guys going through all these situations. All right, we got action. And this is excitement and surprises in work. Love, rapid progress at work, potential travel for business, high motivation, fast movement of money with cash flowing in and out quickly. Yeah, if you got all this going on, don't work on emotions. Don't feed the human element of emotions, because that's really gonna mess you up right there. Oh my God, that's gonna mess you up, mess you up. Then we got Wheel of Fortune with all these situations in the Seven of Cups and that energy. And this talks about external circumstances impacting your relationship. Feeling powerless in your love life, struggling to adapt at work, unforeseen financial setbacks. Okay, well, maybe some of you are going through that. And if you are going through this Wheel of Fortune thing, think of how that happened. It says external circumstances, overspending. You're overspending, you're going to have a result you don't like, and you're going to be dreading the moment, and it's coming. You're late on rent, yada, yada, yada. And why do it? Don't do it. And then you won't have these problems, I guess. And then you got the Empress. Thank God that's in the upright. And this is deals with sensuality, a committed and loving relationship, supportive coworkers, a creative and productive phase at work, generosity, sharing your wealth, and financial abundance. Okay, this is good. She got some sensuality. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. Yeah. But I would be careful with the sharing your wealth and financial abundance. Make sure you have your own finances taken care of and your own legacy taken care of. Take care of your bloodlines. And when I say take care of your bloodlines, I said take care of the people that affect your bloodlines when you leave out this world. When I leave out this world, I got a whole will of where nobody's going to even have to worry about if they got to pull the plug if it came to that. I'm going to have a whole doctrine. I got I got a house that I'm going to have put in one of my kids' names, because if I die, he doesn't have to worry about who gets the house. I'm down to that. And my son goes like, "You're not going to die anytime soon, Mom, are you? Are you?" I'm like, "No, but you never know. I might get in a car accident. I might die. Anything can happen." And then he got to worry about who's doing that. I want him and his son having a stable place, because my older son, he's bougie. My older son said he don't like the neighborhood. So I told Zach that will be his. And when I die or if something happens, if he's gonna be on there, and it's gonna then I'm gonna have will made out where it goes straight to him. Because I'm looking to secure my bloodlines. And we all should. That's why we're here. You're only gonna live like what? The average age expectancy I was hearing was, I could be wrong. Put in the comments if I am. I think it's 50 or 60 years old. If you live 50 or 60 years and you're in your 30s, anything after they say after, now they're saying after 50. After 50, it's borrowed time. You can die at any time. And you're being all arrogant and all in your head and worrying about this and that for what? You got all this time and this avatar to try to secure your bloodline and do good things in the world. Why y'all worrying about going all just centering your energy all over the place? And for what? It never has a good outcome. And then you sometimes end up dying alone. Who wants to die alone? I don't want to die alone. I'm never barely alone. My son's called me at work, and I had to my older son, I had to tell him I was working today. And then he goes, figured. I get called all the time. So I don't think I'm going to be alone ever. So when I do get peaceful time, I like to come over here and talk to you guys and do these readings because it makes me happy. Then we got abundance, a new romance, refreshing a current, refreshing a current relationship, positive relationships at work, a surge of creativity, receiving financial assistance, good news regarding finances. Oh wow, good for you, collective. That's great. Please practice discernment with this. Secure your bloodlines, please. And then we got creative intelligence. We got some good cards with this Seven of Cups. And it does. Opportunities, choices, illusion, fantasy. But it's in the upright. It shows a lot of good positive stuff. Then we got creative intelligence, and this is a compassionate yet steady partner, earning respect and admiration through wisdom, achieving financial stability, being realistic yet hopeful about financial matters. And that's all you could do. I'm hopeful about my financial matters, and when I do get my high finances soon, I'm securing them all with my bloodline. You can't trust a partner. Love can leave you. Children will not, because they're depending on you to secure. They're looking at you for an example. So think of that. Your children are the most important things to you. And they're more important than anybody you're sleeping with. They're more important than anybody. I mean, I have two kids, even though they're adults now. My one's 31 and my one's 21. To me, that's the thing that resonates. That's the most important thing in my life. And then obviously my grandkids. So no matter what, if somebody comes and goes and leaves you, so what? Say, whatever. Let go, let God. Secure your family. Hell with that guy. Hell with that girl. Who cares? They're going to go sleep with someone else eventually and talk bad about you, so who cares? I mean, I'm just being blunt. It's true. I mean, it don't matter. You might be heartbroken, but in a couple weeks, if you alchemize your emotions, you're over it. And then, go watch Carl Jung. Carl Jung is a world-renowned psychiatrist that's dead. I mean, he is the best psychiatrist. Well, there's others in the past, but in the recent past, in the 1920s, it was Carl Jung. You could go in the Carl Jung Society. You can be in discernment in 3 weeks with Carl Jung. That's food for thought. The hell with these people. Go in discernment. Go watch Carl Jung videos. Expand your mind. Be a smart person. Don't be one of these idiots out here. Don't. Because your mind is a vessel. And if you don't feed your vessel, your mind is not good. Not good. And then you got lies with this Seven of Cups. And it has to do with choices too. Lies in a relationship, potential affair, feelings of suspicion, gossip, and sabotage at work. Jealousy among colleagues, shady business deals, fraud, theft, or scams. All right, there's always lies around us, folks. Always lies. It's how you approach the lies. If you walk within truth and integrity, lies cannot attach themselves to you. If you could walk away from someone and say, you know what, you want to stay within that lie or you want to stay within that person, I have self-respect and I love myself and my family above all others. You go be with yourself over there and I'll be with myself over here. And you stay the hell away. You just be like, not today, Satan. Put your hand out. Not today, Satan. And you stay the hell away from that person because their lies will entrap them. And when their lies entrap them, it's going to be a bitter trap. It's almost like, reminds me of what's coming to my head as a spider. I don't know, I vibe with spiders. A spider, when it gets its prey, it lures them in and makes them feel comfortable. So they're sitting there laying on their prey. They're getting comfortable and they're looking around, going, I'm going to eat you and I don't know how I'm going to get you. And they lure you in their web. And then once you get in that web, they're spindling. And then they eat you alive. That's what lies do. It's like being caught in a spider web. Don't get caught in the spider webs of lies. The person that's smart goes, you know what? I got discernment. Get the hell away from me. And the spider goes away or you stomp on them. Don't let anybody get the upper advantage on you because if somebody gets the upper advantage, it's over. Done. Strategies of war. I am a military. I come from a military family, so I do know about these kind of things. In war strategies, that's what you do. You got to read people. When you read people and they have any of these red flags, you stay silent, you stay at arm's length, and you just say, not today, Satan. And you keep your power. Your power is in silence. Your power is within truth and integrity. Your power is not in this lower vibration. That's what sets you apart from everyone else. All right, then we have hope with this Seven of Cups energy. Moving on from a relationship or reconciling after conflict, leaving a stressful work environment, regaining financial stability, applying lessons learned from the past. Somebody may have learned a lesson in this Seven of Cups field. These are hard lessons to learn, and they teach us discernment. So if you did get involved with this with the lies and scandals and maybe sexcapades, maybe it was a love triangle. Maybe you fulfilled a fantasy and got a bunch of Jezebels all excited. Who knows? But it's okay. If you learned your lesson, it's fine, but don't expect everything to go back to normal. Don't, because depending on who you're dealing with, and what vibration they're in, they may just kind of not want to deal with you. And you got to deal with those consequences also. I'm just letting you know. We're going to put this pop art. It was worth $30 this deck. It really was. I'm probably going to buy more cards. I'm not going to lie. I got extra money because I was practicing discernment with my finances this financial season, and I do have extra money, so I wait to see when these cards go on sale, and I always got money for these things because I practice discernment. If I have some perfume, I have a lot of nice things, but I use all my nice things till they're completely done. I'm not trying to impress others. I really could care less what others think. I really do. And I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with putting yourself first. I don't really care what other people think or say about me because I really don't. Because at the end of the day, I'm fine sitting here by myself, sitting in my power, worrying about the wills I'm going to make and the money that I'm going to be distributing. these are things that I do, and I feel it's more productive than dealing with all that lower vibrational dense energy that gets you nowhere and gets you these horrible consequences where you're in a not dark night of the soul. It could be in the dark night of the soul over any kind of betrayal. It could be over your child dies or this or that. That's understandable, a child dying. All right, now these are suggestions that Spirit has for you guys. I'm going to put 3. I feel that it doesn't really, I don't need to have a bunch of things here. And I'm always having problems finding these things here. Alright. Of course, the broom is not one. The earth is not here. Sage. Lavender, potion, altar, cauldron, moth. Okay. Alright, I'm finding it. If I find any of these, I'm going to start. They have these beautiful illustrations with this. Oh my god, it's wonderful. I mean, I'm having fun with myself just talking to you guys and making this recording because I'm at peace with myself. I really am. Alright, okay, I found mortar and pestle. Alright, and these are oracle cards. I love the oracle cards. And this represents integration and being subtle and thoroughness. That is what this is, and that's a very good suggestion. And the spirits want me to read these to you. The card meanings. All right, we got the goals of mortar and pestle are twofold. First, to reduce the size of something, then to combine ingredients. In a spell, in order to evenly combine your components, you need to break down into smaller parts. The grinding motion used with a mortar and pestle can appear aggressive, applying too much force. Can make your ingredients fly everywhere. Use finesse. Be gentle but thorough. Take the time to blend things evenly. This card tells you that something in your life needs to be better incorporated. It could be as simple as integrating your practice into daily life. Yes. Or something more complex like finding balance between 2 relationships. Whatever it is, take it slow or you'll scatter what you're trying to integrate. And then we got the reflection homework. What parts of your life do you need to blend more seamlessly? That's just a question that you would have to ask your higher self. You know, if you feel inadequate in the face of others, why? What are you not seeing of your own personal faults? This is more of a shadow reflection kind of thing. And these are all shadow cards. I'm a shadow reader. And I'm an alchemist. I alchemize all of my stuff. If somebody sends me negative energy, you know what? Not today, Satan. Return to sender. I take that shit. I take it. I literally say, you want to put a evil spell on me? That's all right. I'm going to alchemize it. And I use it for manifesting. I use it for anything I want to alchemize it. If they're going to be a hater, take it. Alchemize it. Turn that dark density stuff into something you can use. And think about your damn self, because people that give all these things, they're giving out energy, but energy can always be transmuted. I want to just tell that to people. And you could, if you watch Carl Jung and you do full integration with individualism, oh boy, your body's going to be burning. My body burned for about an entire month when I was practicing full integration. You cannot be a yin yang and be a spiritual leader. You got to be more in the gray area, because in that gray area, you can alchemize both sides of the coin. You really can. And it's a wonderful thing to have. And you got to sometimes do this. Alchemize your shit. Then someone sits there and says, I put a spell on you, so okay, send that shit to me. And then you alchemize it, return back to center. Because you used it. I used it. A lot of people send me negative energy all the time. You know what? I use that shit. I say, not today, Satan. Bring that on. I'm gonna take it and use it to manifest. I'm in total integration and discernment over here. I don't things like this don't bother me as it bothers other people, because darker beings are just lower vibrational sublevels. But energy's energy. It's just like going to the store and you have the good food and the bad food. A curse is just some processed food. Now, a happy curse, like if somebody blesses, it would be more of a blessing. A blessing technically would be a good curse. And those have more weight because they're light with better intention. But you could take lower vibrational energy and take it, transmute it, process it, use it for a better intention. Or return back to center. That works good too. Either way, I like to use all that energy for my own discernment and things that I would like to do, because I'm a light worker. I like to teach people that you're not alone in the world. There's light in the world and there's shadow, but you're not alone. And I think in this journey, we're supposed to work our way back to the light. And people have to give back to do it. And it says here, winter is a quiet time in nature. Most plant life is suspended. Animals are hibernating and food becomes scarce. Winter tells you that the end of something is coming. Something's coming to you guys. Or has already happened. Don't laminate. This also means there's an opportunity for something new and better. In every end, there's a beginning. The cycle of nature never stops. The winter card encourages rest and reflection on what has come to be. Mourn if you need to. Mourn it. Don't bring this year in that old stagnant energy. If there's a lover that's not giving you what you need, let it go. Mourn it. Pretend you went to a damn funeral. Say it was a nice funeral. I used to love that person. They're gone now. Just in your head, pretend you went to their funeral and they died. And your brain will be able to process the loss a lot better. And it'll put you in a way healthier state, not that chaotic, low vibrational crap. And then it says, identify the things that went well and what you want to do differently as you engage in this reflection. Remember to look ahead to spring and begin to consider what projects you'd like to focus on next, using the knowledge you've gained from this time of assessment. Make sense? A relationship for some of you, I feel, a collective. For some, I feel it was possibly a missed opportunity that you're kicking yourself in the ass for. But you know what? It's a time for reflection. It's a new beginning. Something's going to happen. You're either going to meet someone new, or it means you got to work. You got to work on new beginnings. Maybe mending past. I'm getting mending past. Mending torn relationships for some. If you got a torn relationships from an end cycle that ended in a bad way, maybe try to make it better. I'm not saying go back and be friends with them or whatever. Maybe just try to end it in a better way. Like friends, like if you there was a lot of gossip, chaos or whatever, or just a lot of negative emotions, just say, I reflected upon this and I feel that this happened and we don't have to be friends no more, but I just wanted to let you know. And you walk away and that's it. You walk away and you gotta let it go. If it's meant to be, that relationship in your life, it'll come back to you. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. All this stuff with fighting for things and all that, you put that energy out there. And the universe thought that's what you wanted. This chaotic energy. So it's going to keep giving you the chaotic energy till you put out happy energy. And then when the happy energy comes, then you feel more fulfilled. And then you got reflection, more homework. What big lessons have you learned after slowing down and allowing yourself time to reflect on what has ended or passed? I would just start a journal, friend. If you're going through it, do a journal. You don't if you have a new connection, you really don't want to bring the chaos to your new connection. And I went right over Rosemary. Okay, we're going to find it. But don't bring all that negative energy back to your new connection. And it could be a connection to the same person. But if that person you're trying to connect back to is in discernment or integrated, if you're sending chaos, they're going to always put back return to sender. That's because they are not reflecting that negative chaotic energy no more. So if you're with someone you don't want to be with, but you're trying to manifest this other person, but you're manifesting them with chaos, and you're dealing with somebody that's either an alchemist or someone that is integrated, that message is not going to get to them, and they are not going to look at you the same because you're coming with all this chaotic energy with all this chaotic info. It's like coming at somebody with a mob with your energy. If you really care about somebody, you don't want to come after them like you're a mob. They're gonna feel all the chaos within your whole entire central being, and they're gonna be like, you know what, whatever you got going on, I'm sorry, but no thank you. Return to sender. They're gonna return you back to sender. And I want to say this because now I have learned to alchemize my energy. And even if I do this to my kids, when they try to send me some negative energy, I said, no, thank you, return to sender. And my kids respond to me in a very calm manner when they come back. And I tell them, whatever situation they're trying to bring back to me, like mob-like, I tell them, you resolve that and then come back to me. Because that's how you got to be these days. Okay, Rosemary's remembrance, loyalty, and faithfulness. Such beautiful qualities. Okay, rosemary is a aromatic herb closely associated with loyalty, devotion, and remembrance of the dead. Always got to remember the dead. The sharp, piney smell is clean, helping to clear away confusion and uncertainty. Rosemary's needles grow on woody stems. A strong core that is not easily broken. The rosemary card tells you to be fulfilled to what you hold sacred in your life. Whether that is your values, beliefs, people, or whatever you feel passionate about. Remember these things and honor them. Keep them in mind when making choices. Don't let the world sway you from your ideals. More homework. What do you hold to be sacred in your life? These are decisions. What is your most important decisions that you feel? And that's what this reading, these are reflections upon that. It could be anything, you know? It could be your children, it could be community. There could be a lot of stuff you hold sacred. And when you find out what you hold sacred, you know what you seek not to destroy and make better decisions, because you can't bring that chaos to somebody when you're trying to have a positive connection. So, and I kind of want to get that message across. I'm going to probably be, now that I got extra money, I'm going to buy more oracle cards today, because I have various, since I've saved so much money this seasoning, of course, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be Amazon. But it's only gonna be a card check or two. But I want you guys to be safe and really practice this discernment. And don't let this negative energy rule your life. I feel there's a lot of negativity and you let it run you. It's like if you got a mouse running around your house and you want it to get away and all that, but you do nothing to get rid of it. All it's going to do is multiply and have babies and annoy you. If you have good discernment, you're gonna find it, release it, and be gone with it, and you're not going to deal with that mouse no more. That's how I look at these kind of things. Get rid of your mice. Get rid of all the rodents in your house. And you know, these lower energies are like rodents. So I'm probably going to eat a little bit and then I'm going to do another reading. Probably another one of these other ones and then an oracle reading. And I want you guys to have a great day. And if you enjoyed the reading, subscribe and like. If you didn't, it's okay. I mean, if we all have to live our lives. And I wish I had a big poker thing, but I don't. I'm gonna ring my Malaysian bell over here to give you good blessings and a good energy field. And I will see you in the next reading. So I'm gonna do another reading. And have a good day.